The young man stared at him, slowly comprehending. Do I have to? He asked. Now he was staring at Dr. Sadao and trying to understand, comprehending. He was trying to assess, trying to understand what he meant, what he was trying to tell him, why he was telling it. And then he asked, do I have to? That means, do I have to leave? I think so, Sadao said gently. You understand, it is not hidden that you are here. So he points out that people know that you are here. So it is not something that is a secret. The young man nodded in perfect comprehension. Now he understood the situation, and so he nodded, acknowledged, moving his head. Okay, he said simply. Sadao did not see him again until evening. As soon as it was dark, he had dragged the stout boat down, and as soon as it was dark, he pulled the stoutest, strongly built boat to the shore, and in it he put food and bottled water that he had bought secretly during the day. So he had purchased some bottles of water and food which he put into the boat, as well as 2 quilts he had bought at a pawn shop. Pawn shop is a shop where you can buy second-hand things. It is actually a shop where people give old things and take money for it, and then those things are sold by the shopkeeper. The boat he tied to a post in the water. To one post he tied the boat. For the tide was high, there was no moon, and he worked without a flashlight. He worked without a flashlight because he did not want to be seen at the shore with the boat. When he came to the house, he entered as though he was just back from his work. And so Hannah knew nothing. He had told nothing to Hannah, and he came home as he used to come normally. Yumi was here today, she said, as she served his supper. Though she was so modern, still she did not eat with him. So casually, Hannah told him that Yumi had gone there. She had visited them, and while she was serving food, supper is the night food, dinner. Though she was very modern, she still did not eat with him. She served him first, and then she must be eating. Yumi cried over the baby. She went on with a sigh. Yumi was missing the baby, so she cried over the baby. She misses him so. She misses the baby, so she cried. The servants will come back as soon as the foreigner is gone, Sadao said. So now Sadao said that as soon as this white man leaves, the servants will come back. He went into the guest room that night before he went to bed himself and checked carefully the American's temperature, the state of the wound, and his heart and pulse. So finally, he checked the patient very thoroughly. He was a true doctor, a very honest doctor. He checked the patient very carefully. The pulse was irregular, but that was perhaps because of excitement. The pulse was not very regular. That was perhaps because of the excitement, the thought of leaving. The young man's pale lips were pressed together and his eyes burnt. Only the scars on his neck were red. So his face was very pale, lips were also very pale, and his eyes burnt. His eyes were red. There must be some redness because of the anxiety and the thought of leaving like that. I realize you are saving my life again, he told Sadao. He did understand that the doctor meant well for him and that he was saving him like this. His staying here would endanger not only Sadao but also the white man, because if he was caught, he would be taken as a prisoner, and Sadao will also be treated as a traitor. Not at all, Sadao said. It is only inconvenient to have you here any longer. Now Sadao was so modest, he did not accept that he was saving his life. He said only it is inconvenient for you, to have you here. He had hesitated a good deal about giving the man a flashlight. Now, he did not want to give him a flashlight because if the American turns the flashlight on, someone might see and they might be suspicious. But as an afterthought, he had given him the flashlight. But he had decided to give it to him after all. It was a small one, his own, which he used at night when he was called. So he used to use that small torch, flashlight himself, that he gave it to him. If your food runs out before you catch a boat, he said, signal me 2 flashes at the same instant the sun drops over the horizon. So he had instructed him that if he runs short of food, supposing the Korean ship does not come soon and he has to stay there for a couple of days and he runs out of food, then he could use the flash. He should signal the doctor by switching on the torch twice at the same time when the sun is going down over the horizon. Do not signal in darkness, not in the darkness, because when the sun is going down, people will not be able to spot the flashlights. He will be looking for it intently at that time only, so he will know. For it will be seen. Otherwise, in the dark, the flashlight will be seen. If you are all right, but still there, signal me once. And then he also told him that if you are there at the island and you are all right, you have all the things, but still when the sun is sinking, sun is going down, signal me once so that the doctor will know that he was still there. You will find fresh fish easy to catch, but you must eat them raw. He says that you could catch fish because at the shore, at the coast, you can catch fish, but you will have to eat raw because he cannot light a fire. A fire would be seen. If you light a fire, the smoke will rise and the light will be seen. The island was very close, so he'll be detected. Okay, the young man breathed. The young man understood everything that he was being instructed. He was being told. He was dressed now in the Japanese clothes which Sadao had given him. So Sadao gave him some Japanese clothes so that when he moves out, people won't be suspicious. And at the last moment, Sadao wrapped a black cloth about his blonde head. He covered his blonde head also with a black cloth. Now, Sadao said. The young American, without a word, shook Sadao's hand warmly and then walked quite well across the floor and down the step into the darkness of the garden. He stepped out of the house and he walked out. Once, twice, Sadao saw his light flash to find his way. But that would not be suspected because even Dr. Sadao used to move there. He waited until from the shore there was no more flash. So he waited till he felt that he had left the shore. Then he closed the partition. That night he slept. So now, after sending the white man away, he slept peacefully. Till now he was very disturbed, waiting for the assistance. So finally he had decided that he should let the American escape, go away, and he was at peace now.